Welcome everyone to the last episode of Geeks of the Roundtable for 2020. It's kind of poetic that this is episode 42 as we end this godforsaken year. Thank you and congratulations for making it through the worst year ever. Of course, I'm not alone today. I couldn't be alone today of all days, of all editions of Geeks of the Roundtable. Zach Pope is here with me. How are you doing, Zach?
It's going great, man. Last day. Let's bring on the new year. I'm all ready.
Let's bring on the new year. Indeed, I'm a little closer to the new year than you are because you're
Stop bragging. Stop bragging.
I'm not. Our friends in Australia.
Tell me, like, since we're time travel, because you're gonna time travel later, right? And message me how it's going, right?
Yes,
okay.
I will. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it will be like 4 in the afternoon for you as I welcome the new year. As soon as it hits 4 for you, it hits midnight for me.
You know what I've never understood? You know what time you were born at?
I think I do, but I don't remember. Like, I think I've asked that, and my mom's told me, but I don't remember.
Okay, so let's just say 3 p.m. is when you were born, right? So 3 p.m. my time is completely different.
Yeah.
So what the fuck? How does that work? So, like, if you move to America, do you change the time you were born? Or do you just say 3 p.m.?
Yeah, that's interesting because I believe, and I might be wrong, but let's just, for the sake of argument, I think I was born at 7 a.m. or so. I was born in the morning. Okay. Let's say I was born in the morning. So for you, I was born. Before. Yeah, exactly. I was born the day before.
So that's your birthday now.
Yeah, instead of March 7th, it's March 6th.
So that's you go. It. And then, like, for my birthday, the 25th, it's the 26th for you.
Maybe. What time were you born?
Actually, no, probably not. I was born at 3.
At 3, so no, it's exactly the same day, actually. If you were born at 4 or 4 something, it would be the 26th for me.
But that's my thing. So who gets the degree? Who decides? Why do you need to know when the baby was born?
I don't know that, but that is a good question.
So someone ask a medical expert, because we're not. We're just movie experts.
Exactly. Speaking of movies, Zach, what have you been watching?
Dude, I'm gonna be flat out honest with you. I've been playing fucking Cyberpunk still. Dude, I have like almost 75 hours in that game. Like, my girlfriend got me Assassin's Creed.
Valhalla?
My mom got me Crash Bandicoot 4, and I got a couple Switch games. And I haven't started Assassins yet because I know she wants to watch me play it. She said, like, one of her favorite, like, actors or baseball players are in it, so she wants to see, like, if she can figure out where he's at. But dude, like, I've just been playing the shit out of Cyberpunk. I haven't watched a movie in probably, like, since Christmas. To be honest with you, I've just been in a gaming mood, which is, I usually like to take a break from movies because right now, like, next year, if everything kind of goes right, it's gonna be huge for film, like, gigantic, and I'm nervous because that's a lot of movies. That's a lot of movies. So what I have watched, I watched The Grinch on Christmas, The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, the Jim Carrey one. So my girlfriend wanted to watch that. I like it. It's fucking wild.
I know. You're not alone. You're actually in the majority, I believe. I'm the Grinch that doesn't like that version.
You don't like Jim Carrey in it?
No, I love Jim Carrey in it. Okay. I just don't like how mean-spirited the whole film is.
Oh, it's fucked up, man.
Yeah. Actually, our friend Sean Chandler, he did a ranking, and he ranks that as the last one of the 3 adaptations, and he says exactly what I think. The film is so mean-spirited, so overlong, and so over-exploring, and gives a backstory. We don't need a backstory to the Grinch.
I like it, though. I like that. I think it's the best version.
My favorite is it's still the short.
The original
Boris Karloff, yeah.
She got me a Blu-ray of that and the new one, or in the
nice.
Jim Carrey one.
Nice.
Yeah. I also watched We Can Be Heroes.
I watched that too.
I actually liked. I didn't love it, but I liked it. I think Rodriguez specializes in that, and it kind of made me feel like a kid watching Spy Kids again. Not great by any means. Guppy was definitely the biggest shining spot of that entire film. When she put her little glasses on, it was like, all right. And then I watched Wonder Woman 1984 for the 3rd time. Ren, I love the film. I
right.
There's something about me that absolutely hates myself, but I love the film.
No, man, that's
I
awesome. Don't hate
and
yourself.
that's the thing, dude. Like, first time I watched it, I really liked it, and I thought, okay, my biggest issue is definitely the pacing and the editing. I just I don't think it's that great. The second time I watched it, the movie flew by. It literally ran, and I was like, oh shit, I really love this film now. And then a third time, I was like, yeah, I fucking love this film. And spoiler alert, it's actually one of my favorites of the year. After watching it that third time, that's what actually pushed it over the boundary for me to say this is one of my favorite films of the year. Because I've been hinged to watch it again, where a lot of my other top 10 films, I didn't. Or I wasn't like eagerly awaiting to watch it again. You know what I mean? Like the one that made it in my top 10, that still would make it in my top 10 because I love putting at least one big performance in there, is Pieces of a Woman. Pieces of a Woman fucking destroyed me. Vanessa Kirby, I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for Carey Mulligan, I think to me, both of them are fighting.
I agree.
Like, I think Frances McDormand's great in Nomadland. Don't get me wrong. She's great. She's excellent. But when it comes to a performance, both of those are the best all-star performances of the year. And then I don't know what they're doing with Viola Davis, but she's also
lead. I think she's lead.
Okay, yeah. She's also great too. Those three are top tier. And also, guys, start throwing questions in. This isn't asking anything.
We have a few, but start throwing them in.
So just because we're talking nonsense doesn't mean anything. But yeah, Wonder Woman 1984, I really, really, really love. In fact, in my DCU ranking, it's my third favorite DCEU film.
Wow.
Man of Steel, Shazam, and then Wonder Woman 1984 took the cake. And I'm telling you, man, like, and this is the thing, I'm not a fan of that first one. I like it a lot, but on that one on rewatches just doesn't work for me. I don't like watching. I think the first two acts are great, and then just everything after Nomadland is just like just fucking slid down a hill.
Wow.
And then the other film I watched was The Night Before. It's top 3 Christmas movies for me.
That movie's so underrated.
Dude, so underrated. And it's directed by the guy who did Long Shot, which is also an underrated film.
Yes.
So it's great. What are like I have a question. What's your DCU ranking? Like, just off the top of your head.
I was just thinking that because it's funny because you and I have the exact same number one. You and I praise Man of Steel all the time.
We're always,
and then after that, it's completely different. Because my number 2 would be Aquaman. My number 3 would be Wonder Woman. Then Batman v Superman.
Okay.
Shazam. I know, not Shazam. I know it's not a better movie than Shazam, but I prefer watching Justice League to Shazam. So Justice League, then Shazam, then Wonder Woman 1984, then Birds of Prey, and then Suicide Squad.
Okay, not bad. And you know what? I'll say this. Like, so here's the thing. I think Justice League is fine and fun to watch. Like, put it in the background, have fun with it. It's a terrible fucking made movie. And the more and more stuff I hear about it, the more I hate it. Like, just the disgusting behind the scenes stuff is terrible. Like, my ranking would be Suicide Squad, Justice League, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and pretty much everything Aquaman and up I love. Even though I really like that first Wonder Woman. Like, it's like Justice League, Wonder Woman, way higher. But yeah, Aquaman, then Batman v Superman, Wonder Woman, Birds of Prey, Aquaman, Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition, the best version. Then Wonder Woman 84, Shazam, and Man of Steel. So yeah, I loved it, man. I loved it. I literally adored that film, and I'm ready to grab any questions.
All right, same here. Let's start this off with Newt, Katia, Jorge. Thank you all for being here. Let's start with this one. Okay, so we were having that discussion about time zones and whatnot, birthday. We were not born on Christmas Day, Katia. We're both born in March. Zach is born on the 25th, actually, so I can see the confusion there. But Zach just brought it up, and we started wondering about it because it's a really good question. All right. What was the most shocking news of the year? Zach, I have an answer in my mind, but I also have something telling me something else really shocking happened, but I can't remember what it was because the one in my mind is the HBO Warner Brothers debacle, the screw job.
I have another one, but that would be one of them too.
Go ahead.
Electro coming back.
Yep, that's up there, man. That's up there.
That was like, what? And that moment, anything that happened after that, like Doc Ock and stuff, we're like, yeah, I can see it. Yeah. I can see it happening now. I mean, you get the worst villain from Spider-Man ever to come back, and I believe under Kevin Feige, Electro will be way better. I mean, that's just the honest opinion, but definitely that. I'm trying to think of another one. The Snyder Cut, was that officially announced this year, or was that last year?
No, it was this year.
Yeah,
it was this year because you and I had done a show, and then you went live when it was announced because it was one of those news that broke immediately after the show.
Knew it was coming, but like actually hearing it was coming, because it happened this year. Like, it was like within the week, it was like rumblings of this is happening. So be. Also, the most shocking news. I mean, earlier this year, everything shutting down, movie theaters being turned off, and movies being pushed back forever.
I was just going to bring that up. Yeah.
I mean, truly enough, man, within less than 4 days, my life had changed completely. I had a Mulan and A Quiet Place 2 screening in the exact same day. I woke up that morning. They told me they were not doing those 2 screeners anymore. Went to work the next day. We shut down, and it just fucking progressively turned into that.
Yeah, it snowballed through an entire. I remember, dude, my birthday was a Saturday, and we were like, let's go to Amsterdam for the weekend. We went, we came, everything was normal. Like, the notion of the virus existed. It was out there, but it still hadn't hit Europe. So we went, we had a good time, regular world. We come back, and I know, so my day to go grocery shopping is on Monday. So I go on Monday, I buy stuff for the week, and then I go on the next Monday. So I went on Monday, and the news were starting to come out. And then there was an announcement on TV from the Prime Minister, and boom, by the end of that week, I wasn't going to grocery shop on the next Monday after all, because everything just closed down. We were really lucky. But yeah, man, like you said, everything just shut down, one thing after the other. I had my Quiet Place 2 review ready. It was edited. It still is. It's my desktop ready to launch this year. It still has my old intro.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
What if you watch it again and they changed it?
They haven't, because this was the
final version. Okay.
This was the final version because I don't know if I should be saying this, but whatever. I went to a screening where they had cameras pointed to the audience because they wanted to make one of those trailers where you see for a scary movie and you have the audience in the theater go, ah, like you had for Paranormal Activity. So they're going to use us. I remember I talked to you about this. I'm going to the screening, and you said, exaggerate so they can put you on the thing and whatnot. So yeah, they probably still have that recording. Maybe they'll do another screening. I remember I exaggerated a few points. Not like always, because I didn't want to make a noise or anything.
I want to tell you right now, I've become a baby over 2021. I cannot watch or do anything. Like, I still love horror so much, but I fucking scream now.
I cannot wait for you to watch Audition, man.
Dude, so I'm doing a Twitch channel in 2021, and when Resident Evil 8 comes out, I'm gonna play it. So if anyone ever wants to go back to my channel, I played all of Resident Evil 7 within like 2 days, and I literally streamed the whole thing. There's one moment in particular where I killed this person, and I'm like, okay, she's dead. And I started walking up the stairs all happy, and she busts through the door and grabs me. And I fucking scream and fell out of my chair. I was so terrified. It was a blast. But like, so yesterday at work, or a couple days ago, someone dropped something behind me and I screamed like a little girl. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Why are you a baby now?
Dude, you got to stream yourself watching Audition on stream on Twitch, because I'm actually going to create one myself to just play and relax. Maybe someone will send questions and whatnot. I just haven't officially enough.
I'm like, Twitch is like not my main thing. YouTube is.
No,
and
for sure.
Yeah, so.
But I also don't want to do the same thing there. I don't want to just be a secondary platform to do the same thing. So I'm going to be streaming, playing, and I'll look to the side and answer questions if they come in. All right. What is your favorite movie of the 2000s decade?
I have mine because I did this last year.
Go ahead. You tell us.
It's Wolf of Wall Street or Toy Story 3.
No, the 2000s. So between 2000 and 2009.
Fuck.
That's the thing. I have two in my mind. And I'm sure I'll have more as we start talking about it. But to me, it's got to be Gladiator and Batman Begins. Not The Dark Knight, only because if I didn't love Batman Begins, I wouldn't want to be a director. So that's the more important.
Lord of the Rings.
I love Lord of the Rings as much as anyone else, man. I love the craft, but if anyone today asks unpopular opinion, I have one related to Lord of the Rings.
All right, I have mine.
Go ahead.
I have. Can I say? I'm gonna say 3 of them.
Yeah.
So District 9 is probably my number one. It's one of my favorite films of all time. Blew me away when I first saw that film. I remember my dad. I kept telling him, "I want to see this film. I want to see this film. I want to see this film," and he took me out of school to take me to go see it.
Nice.
And it was awesome because like he never did that. Like it would always be after school or on the weekend. But no, he took me out that Friday morning to go see District 9. The only other time he did that was Revenge of the Sith, which he felt
nice.
And I was sitting there in the theater with my lightsaber, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
After you say your other ones, I have a third one as well.
Okay.
That
my second one's Spirited Away. Can't believe this was in the 2000s, but one of my favorite anime films of all time. And then probably Inglourious Bastards.
That's a good one.
Yeah, but then you got No Country for Old Men.
I have one that you're gonna want to mention.
What
that
is
I just remembered. Treasure Planet, man.
Oh,
Treasure
Good pick. You know which one is in here though that I haven't seen yet is Children of Men. I've never seen it.
You've never seen Children of Men?
I think I own it too. I could be wrong. If I don't own it, I should.
Dude,
but I've heard great things.
I saw a Twitter thread that was your last movie of 2020, your first movie of 2021. Make that either one. Children of Men. That
I gotta
is. Make
go
that one of yours.
Also, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind came out.
That was 2000s? Huh.
Yeah, it was 2004.
Oh, wow. I had the impression for some reason it was like 1999 or 98.
Let's see what else we got. Dark Knight, we obviously said. The Departed, Donnie Darko, No Country for Old Men, Host.
Bong Joon-ho's Host. For sure.
Wall-E.
Oh,
Unbreakable. Gone Baby Gone, Gladiator.
The first Iron Man, baby.
Yeah. Borat.
Yes.
That'd be nice. Kill Bill.
Kill Bill 1 and 2. All right. Nude asks, what are your projected first videos of 2021? Well, my first video is always the one I upload on the 1st of January is my most anticipated movies for the year. Outside of that, I don't have any plans right now. I don't know what's going to come out in the next few days. Maybe I'll review the Nicolas Cage swear words show for some reason. I don't think I will, but maybe. Who knows? I have a few announcements about new things coming in 2021. I'll announce them later on as we get going. But good question. Good insight on that. How about you, Zach?
So my first one's most anticipated. It's always my New Year's Day one. I always do it the day before or the day of. Then that week, I'm going to take a couple days off and then do Cyberpunk review officially. Because at that point, I would have beaten the game twice. So very excited to talk about Cyberpunk. I have extensive thoughts on the game. Which spoiler, I love the game, but the bugs are a fucking joke. I mean, yesterday, I probably played 6 hours and the game crashed over fucking 30 times. And my anger, like I told myself, I'm done playing this game, but I wanted to load back up and make sure nothing was corrupted.
Mm-hmm.
But then I would keep playing. So after that, my family is watching Endgame for the first time Sunday. So I might do a special video with them on that and then upload it later in the week. And then my dad will be ranking the MCU, the entire thing. Nice. So finally, and then I don't know. I mean, there's movies coming out, so we'll see.
Yeah. I don't
definitely.
remember anything, but I'm sure there are movies coming out like on the first week or something. Katya, I have a question for you guys. Aside from the massive influx of movies that is expected next year, what are good changes you think will happen in the movie industry? Hopefully, theaters get saved. Hopefully, we maintain that ritual that is going to the movies with friends, with family, grabbing dinner before, grabbing dinner after. If you're going on a first date, remember my advice: movies before dinner on a first date.
Yep.
And maybe hopefully things kick back into production, into normal as a vaccine hits everyone in Hollywood, and maybe someone hires me for, I don't know, Disney. If you want to do a live action Treasure Planet, I'm here. Contact me. How about you, Zach?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't really have any good changes in my brain. I'm gonna be flat on because
right.
I know we're gonna go back into quarantine out here. Just the spikes are too high. We have to, which makes me think. That's why I'm iffy on doing a most anticipated list. To be honest with you, because I do feel like most of these films will be pushed back again. At least later in the year, maybe early 2021.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like Fast and Furious isn't coming out this year anymore, is it?
I think it's supposed to come out in May because they only delayed it once and it was like the entire year. So it was coming out May last year.
2021 May. Okay. So I don't know. I hope not. You know what? You want to know a good change I would love to see? HBO Max being like, you know what? Don't worry about it. We're not going to do Dune or Godzilla or even, Suicide Squad. We're going to leave the smaller films like Tom and Jerry and whatnot on HBO Max, which that's fine. That's fine.
Honestly, if they just did that with the smaller films, they could do what they're doing, which is the release on HBO Max for 30 days at the same time in theaters.
Mortal Kombat, yes, I want to see it in theaters, but if I have to watch it on HBO Max, I don't mind that one. It's the other spectacle ones that Dune's not a guarantee to get money. But
unfortunately,
one like Suicide Squad should be premiering in a theater. I'm sorry, like that movie. If you look at HBO Max and how good Wonder Woman's doing, if you didn't give that option, I cannot imagine the amount of money Wonder Woman would have made. It wouldn't have been, again, $1 billion, but that 15, 16 million that it made out here, it probably would have been 30, 40 million.
Sure.
That's the honest truth, because then people would have to go to the theaters. And yes, I get it. You're trying to do the best thing in the world and try to have, but come on. I really, you may have talked about this extensively. It should be theaters first, a couple weeks later, a month, then HBO Max.
Yeah. I'm with you. In my honest opinion, for example, I think that due to what happened, there is an even brighter spotlight on VOD properties, and now they can even get nominated for big awards like the Oscars. That's very true, especially if it was movies that were supposed to hit the big screen. But I think that's not a permanent change. I'm not against it being a permanent change. I had to see how I felt about it. If they make it official, like it's a forever thing. But for this year, I think it's very smart to open the applications for VOD released movies. Thoughts on the Superman? There was a Superman trailer. Is there a new Superman thing coming out?
I haven't seen it. I've been on Twitter.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I haven't seen it, but it's the Superman and Lois trailer from the CW. I haven't seen it. You seen it?
Looks fun.
All right.
You know what I mean? Like, it looks fun.
Alrighty. Where are you? Okay. Katya asks, movies and geekness things aside, what is on your bucket list for 2021-22? I plan to travel as much as I can before COVID 2023 comes on. Songbird reference, anyone? Yes, the bros who wrote Songbird. I had
Tom Holland officially posted all the cherry posters that have been around New York City.
Oh, you did?
So I think we get a trailer tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Not today after the show.
No, I think, probably today then.
Yeah, but probably today.
But I know people who saw it last night.
Oh, you do? In a theater, or they got a screener?
Screener.
Okay. Don't tell me. Don't tell me what.
I know people who have seen Not in Judas.
Okay.
I fucking
yeah. Yeah, same.
One of them messaged me and they're like, "Hey, I got to see Cherry," and I'm like, "That's cool." He goes, "Yeah, I totally forgot to send you like the invite."
Thanks.
Thanks.
You don't tell that to people.
No, like
just pretend
like
it didn't
we
skip
were
your
talking
mind.
about it, and then like right at the end, they're like, "Oh, I totally forgot to send you the invite," and I was like, "Okay." Happy you got to see it.
Yeah. Plans for 2021, 2022. Finish the final version, one I'm satisfied with in my feature, my script feature, not a movie, but the script. Self-publish my first novel on Amazon by the end of the year. I'll plug it in all my videos if it happens, so you'll know. You won't miss it out. And honestly, if the world opens back up, travel as well. I want to go to Scotland. I want to go to Ireland.
I mean, America.
I want to go to Germany. I want to go to France again. I want to go to Disneyland. That's it. I want to go back to Disneyland. It's been a while. And if Zach has an extra couch in his house, I'll pop up in America. How about you, Zach?
Definitely Disneyland, man. I fucking miss it. I want to go build a lightsaber. I want to go buy more lightsabers. Bucket list though. I honestly want to save up and get a house by the end of the year.
Wow.
Yeah, like I want a house. I want a house.
I'm not gonna congratulate you preemptively, just in case. I'll keep those for if you do.
Definitely the book though. I want to finish. Like I have my outline done. I just need to fucking write it.
Yours is a book like what Stuckman did, right?
Yeah.
List of movies. Yeah.
Yeah, because I have other ones, but I want to get like that done and then do like the heavier one.
Yeah.
That's like literally like I describe it as Lord of the Rings meets Mad Max. Like
wow.
It's like and I've outlined the entire story and there's 4 of them. And the story's weird. So like the first book would be like 2 completely separate characters, and then the next 3 would be like that's pretty much the prequel to these 3, or like the prologue, and then these 3 would be like that next chapter. And the way that those 2 characters tie in to those 3 are like very important to the storyline, and it gives like background to like probably my favorite character in the whole entire thing, but I don't want them to be the main character, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I think the main character I want to grow, since it's like a younger kid. Well, not a younger kid, probably like 18, 19. Like I guess it has inspirations from Dune as well, especially with the main protagonist. So yeah. I also I want to get back in the mode of being more like I'm joyful, but I want to I don't want to be competitive anymore. Like I want to make videos to have fun. And if they do great, they do great. If they don't, they don't. But I think I lacked that the last 2 years, where I'm just like, oh my God, I fucking like, I'll see some people get more views on a video. I'm like, how? Fucking how? How does this person who makes a fucking sandwich get 1 million views?
Yeah.
Am I right though? Like, dude, you look up on YouTube.
Oh, you are, dude. You are.
How does
not
a person making a fucking grilled cheese sandwich get more views, or get this or that? And it's dumb. It's fucking stupid. So I'll just say that. And the YouTube algorithm is a piece of shit.
It is.
Sorry, Ren, this video will never see the light of day in the search bar now.
No worries. But you're the one you want to write the Lord of the Rings meets Mad Max and a little bit of Dune. I have a similar thing. I've been writing it. I've been doing outlines and versions of the entire story for the past 16. So now 5 years, really, in 2016 through 2017, 18, 19, and through this year. And like you, I have a trilogy, but I also have a prequel. So the plan would be the first book comes out, then the sequel, then the prequel before all of it, and then the final chapter.
Cool. See, I thought about doing that exact same thing, was releasing the first one and then the prequel one, because like that first one,
first two, and then the prequel, and then the closing of the trilogy. Can I ask if you have one already? What's the name of your series?
I actually don't have a name. So I kind of do, but at the same time, it's working title because it's also the name of which I came up with this before the fucking video game came out, just so everyone knows. It was originally Borderlands. But I can't do that anymore because the fucking game. I can't tell you how pissed I was when I saw that game got announced. I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah.
So that was the original concept, was that name. So now it's just a prototype name. I don't have one though, which sucks. You know, do you want to hear about the story a little bit?
If you feel comfortable telling it, sure.
If someone wants to steal it, fuck you. I'll go fucking sue your ass. I have it mailed to my house in an envelope. Fucking. So pretty much the whole story is like, what if, we hear in like lore that angels and demons fight all the time, right? Like just in their own worlds. But imagine if that happened to like someone opened something and they came to Earth and just their war was on our turf.
Yeah.
Well, what would the world do? I mean, they would nuke it, they would fight it, and it's just imagine society after that war. And that's what it is. It takes place 100 years later after that war, where you follow these, imagine like it takes place in the United States, but imagine 7 gigantic compounds that are like, so like for instance, like California is a compound now. These giant walls are built around this giant circular area. Cities are built going top to bottom, and it's very. You okay?
Yeah, I just dropped my bottle.
But and you follow this main guy who they go back to princes and princesses and kings, and you follow this prince in this where California used to reside, and his father is the king, and no one fucking likes him. And his father knows that. His father knows that no one likes him, and they want the son to come into charge because his father's been in charge for like the last 50 years. He built this place from the ground up. He was the one that developed it. And so imagine your son goes out for a supply run, and in this world, there's still angels and demons storing the world. There is no heaven or hell anymore. It's all in the same area. There's Grim Reapers that walk around. There's dragons. There's all this mythical shit you've ever seen is now a real thing. But imagine this kid, his dad sends him out on a supply run, and as they're going back, one of the guys says, "From regards from your father," and shoots you and leaves you to die. And someone that your father fucked over finds you and saves your life, and you guys come up with a plan to overthrow him. And that's just the first book. That's not even the prequel. The prequel's about one of the main characters or one of the side characters and their background and their ties to everything that's going on in heaven and hell and stuff like that. So I've always been obsessed with the angels and the demons, and it's just like the world's despair. It's apocalyptic. So
yeah, I'm going to tell you a little bit about mine if you want to hear it.
Yeah, let's hear it.
The first one I'm only going to tell you about. So
okay,
our main character is just a regular schmo. He's a dude, just a dude who has no, he's based off of me. I'm going to be completely honest. He has this very close group of friends. They're all going to be important in the story. And he discovers that his close friends, 5 people, 2 dudes, 3 girls, are all descendants from magical families that have the capacity to use magic. And every 100 years, that lineage of people starts a battle to win the Holy Grail and have any wish that they want granted. And so his world gets turned upside down. He's just a dude. He can't use magic or anything, but he's devoted to his friends, so he's going to participate in this war to try and win it for one of his friends. Some of his friends turn evil, others don't. He manages to keep some of it together. But what happens is all these magical people, they have to summon a spirit to be their warrior, let's say. Because there's a master and there's a warrior. And this spirit, whatever it is, there's a class of spirit that is explained in the book. I'm not going to explain it now. But it manifests in the shape of a famous person, whether it is someone from mythology, someone that was invented in a book that became very famous, someone that actually existed. For instance, in this book, you have Dracula fighting Thor. So that's just a taste for you.
Oh yeah.
Those are two of the warriors. But what happens is when his best friend, who is a part of one of these families, summons her spirit, he shows up. He's wearing a hood. You don't see his face for most of the film, for most of the book.
Yeah.
But the first thing he says is that his mission is not to protect her, but is to kill the main dude, the one who's based off of me. And that's the first chapter.
And this is the trilogy, right?
This is the first book of the trilogy, and what I just set up for you was the first chapter.
That's so hot.
First book.
That's so hot. I'm so like, I want it. Write that now. Write it now.
I will. No, all right, everyone. Bye-bye.
I don't want to see another video from you until it's done.
It takes time. It takes time. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I swear. And it's called Voyager. It's called Voyager, and the series then
that's the official name. Like
that's the name for the first book and the overall series, and then the following books have different variations with the word Voyager or Voyage in it. So yeah. Hot takes for nerds. Our good friend Chandler here. What's your biggest hot take for a 2020 film? I'm sure I have one. I'm going to need to search it, though. A hot take for a 2020 film. I'm 1,000,000% sure I have one. Like 1,000,000%. Do you have one, Zach?
I mean, Wonder Woman's the top 10 film of the year.
Yeah, that's a hot take.
I have another one. Did you see that documentary, Time?
No.
I didn't like it at all. I really didn't like it at all. And I saw it on a lot of people's top 10s, and I was like, okay, it's good. On the Rocks is sorely underrated.
I haven't seen it.
Big Time Adolescence, very underrated. Oh, Peninsula, I fucking loved it. I thought it was a blast.
You know what? Yeah. I didn't love it, but it's a good movie.
Yeah,
it's a
like
good movie.
Way too much hate, and I saw it on a lot of top 10 worst lists. I'm like, there are definitely 10 worst films this year than Peninsula.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The way I view it, it's literally Fast and Furious with zombies. That's what that film is.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I want
Greenland was underrated. That
was really fun.
I was thinking this is gonna be the dumbest movie, and it was actually took itself more serious, and I was surprised.
And it focused on the family.
Yes. It like the first two acts aren't even about really that event. It's about the fall of humanity, and then it gets into it, which I liked.
I have a few. The Grudge is hilarious. I'm not saying it's a good movie, like, at all, but it's fucking hilarious. I'll watch it anytime, dude. I guess this is a hot take, but Birds of Prey is not good. That's my hot take. It's not a horrible movie, but it's not good. That's the worst thing I can say about it. Can I say it's horrible? No. It has a very good production value. I have one now. Zach's gonna hate me. Invisible Man is overrated. Oh shit, he actually went away. He didn't just go off the screen. He went away. What else? I don't know if this is a hot take because I only heard one other person talking about this one, but Love Wedding Repeat on Netflix is actually really fun. Here is Zach again.
Just so you know.
What was that?
I did that on purpose.
I know. What else? Artemis Fowl is not as bad as people say. That being said, if you go to my top 10 worst movies of the year, it's still there. So
I fucking hate that movie. But I hate it more on the fact that I've read the books, and that dumb. Eurovision is not talked about enough.
I agree.
Platform was kind of overrated. It wasn't a 5 out of 5. It was good, but
no, it was good. I don't know how hot of a take this is, but Possessor is probably the best horror movie since The Witch.
Damn.
What else? Yeah, I don't have any other hot takes. I think. I think from 2020, I think that's it.
Oh, Wendy. I don't get the hate with Wendy. I like that film a lot.
We've talked about Wendy several times. I thought it was fine, but I'm in that position where I don't get the love, but I want to get the love. I wanted to love that movie so much.
I feel that. Oh, Bill and Ted 2 was a blast. I was very surprised. Very surprised by Bill and Ted.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Do you think the future of Arrowverse is just spin-offs? Iris is having... I did not know that. Send me a link to where you found it, because I did not know Iris
There's
was...
no way.
No, I don't think it's just spin-offs, because I think... Superman shows up in Supergirl, but I don't feel like his show is a spin-off of Supergirl. It's kind of by nature because it came after Supergirl, but it feels like it's going to be a very different show.
No show for Iris.
Okay.
It's coming from We Got This Covered.
Oh, never believe we got discovered. Never believe we got discovered.
Or Rick Randolph.
I don't get... Nice one. I don't get this next question. What are your top 3 jokes from Fanatic? Do you know?
I haven't seen The Fanatic, so I don't know.
The Fanatic. Oh, the movie The Fanatic with John Travolta. I don't remember jokes in that movie. The movie's just funny because it's stupid. But one of my favorite bits is when the dad is driving his son and he puts on Limp Bizkit. The movie was directed by the lead singer of Limp Bizkit, by the way. And he's like, yeah, this is cool. This is what I listened to back in the day. Ha, ha, ha. Or the first line of the movie. The first line of the movie is just John Travolta coming into a store and say, I can't talk too long. I gotta poop. That's the opening line of the film, Zach.
I will never watch this film.
You gotta watch.
No.
You gotta watch it. It's hilarious.
If I haven't seen the other good films yet, I'm not going to waste my time on a terrible film.
M-Chat, with the beef between Nolan and Warner Bros., do you think it is now more likely they will make a video game for his next project? It is more likely, but I don't think it's entirely impossible that he sticks around to make a movie before the video game. At least.
But think about it. Even though he's not with Warner, doesn't mean he won't go with another studio. You know what I mean? Like... So I can see him doing a video game. I see him more writing or giving an idea. I don't see him straight up directing. Kind of how Del Toro was doing with Kojima for Silent Hill. They wrote the idea, but they weren't directing it together. It was just more coming from both their minds, and Kojima was making the game. Mm-hmm. I think Nolan might do the same thing, maybe with a Kojima, maybe with someone else in the industry. I don't know. But that's where I view it more of happening. We'll see though. I see him eventually doing a game though. And I'll tell you this, if any of his movies become a game, it will be Tenet. It will 100% be Tenet. And I know what studio would do it. I know what fucking gaming studio would do it. It's from the people who did Control. They would do a Tenet game. So
for sure. What's your favorite Superman? Mine is Reeve, but Cavill had a better origin story. I still like the OG best. For me, it's Cavill. It's not even competition.
Cavill made me actually like the character.
Honestly, in live action, Cavill is the only Superman I've ever enjoyed. Outside of the comics, the only Superman I've ever enjoyed was Cavill, and outside the 90s, the animated series, because that's just fucking awesome, along with the Justice League, which was a continuation. But honestly, I only like Cavill. Do you know my uncle has a vaccine? Congratulations. He's a doctor. Says he makes you tired. Put it on a Friday. No, put it on a Saturday, because on Saturday morning, I work out, and then it's cheat day. So I eat an entire family-sized pizza for myself at dinner.
Hey.
With a few garlic breads as an entree. So put it on a Saturday.
Hey.
How about you, Zach? Are you getting it on a Friday or a Saturday? Because you're gonna start working out. Because you messaged me about meal prep.
I guess a Saturday. I don't know.
Because Sunday, it's the day to scratch them. That's what we say over here in Portugal.
Scratch my butt.
No, my balls, but yes. Whoa! If you come to Ireland, let me know. I'm Cape Verdean. All right, living in Dublin right now. It'd be a delight to meet you. It'd be a delight as well, Katya. Thank you so much. I look forward to it. I will probably go to Scotland first because I've made a promise a long time ago that I need to get a kilt, and I want to get it from Scotland. I just love the tradition. But I will make but I will make it a point to go to Ireland because you're not the only person I know in Ireland. In Ireland, I don't know why I talked like that, but thank you so much. I will make sure to go there and let you know. Zach, this is for you. Did you finish Cobra Kai seasons 1 and 2 in less than 20 hours? Tell me if so.
I finished the first 2 seasons in less than 4 days, and then the third season I finished in less than 24 hours.
All right.
So there you go. My review's up for the new season.
Hugo Paulo, a good friend of mine back from college days. I'm stealing it. He's stealing your story, Zach. I saw that he typed this in when you were talking about your story.
Thank you.
He's stealing it.
I'll make sure to sue you.
But he won't steal it. I can vouch for him. But he might do the score for your if you ever make it into a film.
I would love to make it into a film.
Mine would be a show. I gotta say that.
Okay.
Raj Dolaki, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Let me know if not. Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter? This is tough.
I'm gonna go fucking Harry Potter right now. But I haven't rewatched Lord of the Rings in a while, so I plan on doing that soon.
Yeah, right now I'm gonna go with you and say Harry Potter. Jack Alexander, would you ever want to write your own Star Wars book? And what time period or character would you like to focus on? Zach, I'm going to let you go first because my answer might be surprising.
Okay, yes. So I have 2 ideas for this. So I have one that takes place in the Old Republic, but I have one that actually takes place after the sequel trilogy. Okay. And I would love to focus on both. And the character after the sequel trilogy is a Mandalorian that finds out that they're Force sensitive.
Okay.
So, and their kind of journey, it's more of a subtle book, not that many, the Empire's gone, all that sort of stuff.
All right. My first inclination when I read this question, and I saw it like in the chat before we got here, my first inclination is honestly to say no, because I love Star Wars so much. I just want to be immersed in the world. I never want to be the guy who's writing it, because you're always your biggest critic. So if I write a Star Wars book, I'll be like, oh, I don't like that part of Star Wars lore that I wrote because it sucks compared to the rest. And I'll just be like that. But if I wrote one, and I'm sure if I had to pay the rent in some month, I gotta eat. It's a job. So at some point, I'm sure eventually I'd probably say yes. It's not an impossibility. But I'd probably go for something related to philosophically to the Force. Maybe the holocrons, maybe the original Jedi.
I like that. Turning me on, man. Keep doing it.
How did it? Factions emerged? Like, were they friends before? They betrayed each other. One chose the light, another chose the dark. Like, I want to see the origins of the Force. They don't
hear that noise. You hear that noise? You know what it is.
All right, thank you for your question, Jack. That's a really good question. What do you think will happen to The Walking Dead now? It's having 24 episodes per season.
Let me say this. It is not having 24 episodes per season. It's just their way of not having to make people do another contract for another season. This is their way of just being like, hey, we're just going to do a longer season instead of paying you a little extra for the next season. Because they only signed them till 11, but they're doing technically 12 seasons. They're just putting the episodes into 12. That's it. I mean, there's no difference for me. I think it just comes more to a conclusion. I'm very curious to see if they end the show like the books. If they do, there's a way to do it. Obviously they can't do it with Carl because they fucking killed him off. But I'm interested. But also let me say this. There's still supposed to be this Rick Grimes movie. They keep saying it's happening. I'm going to tell you right now, if this movie really does not happen and Andrew Lincoln does not show up in the final, in this finale, the last like 10 episodes at least or anything, I have no idea what the fuck they're doing. I have zero idea. And I really mean that because my idea with where the movies were was that the movie was going to tie into this giant compound that they're in right now. And that because realistically in the comics, you can't do what they're doing in a show. You just can't, especially on the scale and budget they are on. You would need a 200 million, not even 200, but you would need a movie size scale budget to dedicate towards how big it is. That's why I always thought, okay, they'll show the smaller aspect of it, and then the movie will show the bigger aspect, and then it'll all tie together by the end. I don't think they're doing that. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. But you have to have Rick for the ending. You just have to. He started the show. You have to bring him back for just a couple episodes or something. But then at the same time, you also can't do the main ending from the book because spoiler alert involves him.
Oh well.
So.
All right, Katya, you guys are very creative. Thank you so much.
You're just so everyone knows, I don't think they'll kill him off. I really don't. I really, really don't think they'll do the exact same ending from the book. I really don't. I think they'll do a more happier, more somber ending.
All right. You guys are very creative. Watch, you're all going to be very successful with your ideas, and I'll get to say that I was here right at the beginning of it. Thank you so much. Those are kind words, and let's hope it pays off. Stuart Keating from Australia. Happy 2021 to my fellow Aussies. The rest of you 2020 peasants need to get with the program. I wish, man. That's a dream destination I forgot to say in my travels. Like, Australia is like the dream to go there.
They just got giant-ass spiders.
Yes, and snakes and everything in between, but I love it. What's your favorite spy franchise that is not Mission Impossible or 007? I'm sure that is a show. I'm going to have to search for
Chuck.
it.
Zachary Levi.
That's a good one. Spy franchises. Maybe Jason Bourne? It's smart. James Bond. Kingsman is one.
Yeah.
Jack Ryan, the TV show, even though I still haven't seen the second season.
So good.
But yeah, that's a franchise. So I'll probably go Kingsman. I like Kingsman more than I like Jason Bourne.
Yeah, I'm with you on that too, man.
Is Ben Barnes a good actor? Saw him in Punisher and want to know if it's his only good role. No, dude. The second Chronicles of Narnia is the best out of the Chronicles of Narnia.
Oh,
and it's a lot because it's true.
Oh, stop. His best performance is in Westworld.
I'm not saying that's his best performance. I'm saying the second Chronicles of Narnia movie is the best Chronicles of Narnia movie, a lot because of him. But yes, his best performance is in Westworld. Oh man, he's so good in season 1 with Jimmy Simpson.
So
good. But no, he's a really, really good actor. You know what? I'm going to recommend a movie that is not good, but he's great in it, and that is Dorian Gray from 2010, 11. I think Colin Firth is in that one as well.
Okay.
Not a good movie, but he's great in it. Not really a hot take. Tenet was disappointing. A lot of people will agree with you.
Yeah,
I want it might be on a certain list video coming out later today, but you're not alone, dude. You're not alone. Hell, I live with people that agree with you. Best thing about Artemis Fowl, one of its trailer songs, Started Up. Look it up. It's on my Spotify on loop. Start It Up. I don't recognize it, but I will make sure to look it up. If there is a Last of Us part 3, what would you want the story to be about? That is interesting.
I don't want there to be. I don't think there needs to be. There's two possible storylines if you're going to do it. Follow Ellie on her last journey, and she'll probably end up dying at the very end. Or people will hate this, but Abby. I think Abby became one of the most interesting characters, especially by the end and where she's left off. I think it'd be interesting to see where she goes on her next journey, especially with Lev. That's all I have to say. Other than that, I don't think we need one. I think the game ended pretty perfectly, and there's enough of a... because you see her wearing Dina's bracelet that she gave to her. It's more of a thought of, is her and Dina, did they reunite? Did they not? Or is she going to be more of a lone wolf?
Yeah.
That's the way I view it. We'll see.
I'm with you. My first answer is really, if it comes out, I'll be there day one to buy it, but that doesn't need to be one. The story is done. It's done beautifully. If there is one, I'm actually going to one-up you, Zach. I'm going to say do a game where Levi is the main character.
Oh.
Not Abby.
Okay.
A grown-up Levi. And yeah, I don't know, apart from that premise where it would go, it has to be something within the world of Last of Us.
It's one of the more interesting characters of that entire game.
Yeah.
And just saying, I mean, I love The Last of Us. I'll be there day one if they make a sequel. Just how Neil Druckmann said, I'm not making a sequel unless I really come up with an idea. And then he made the second one. He had the idea. He came up with it. It's the fastest selling and highest selling PlayStation exclusive right now. So I'm going to be honest. We will get a sequel eventually. It's just, when do we get the sequel? That's the truth.
Yeah. You calling Wonder Woman 84 a solid sequel seems to be a hot take from the deluge of negative reactions we've seen. Yes, because Twitter...
it's not a solid sequel. It's a fucking perfect sequel.
No, but Twitter had a meltdown over Wonder Woman 1984. Look, I was one of the first, not bragging, just it happened to release here in theaters on the 15th. I went to see it. I liked the movie. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I thought it wasn't as good as the first one, but it's an enjoyable film. It's completely harmless and inoffensive. I don't know where everyone was so up in arms about it. But yeah, that's my take on it. And Zach,
it's like people didn't get the tone of it. It's like people watched it and didn't get the tone within the first 20 minutes of what the tone was supposed to be. That's my thing. And I even said it in my review. I'm like, you're either going to be with the tone or you're not. And if you're not with the tone, then you're not going to like the film. That's just straight up. I got what the tone they were going for within the first. That mall scene was literally fucking Dawn of Superman. And I sat there and I'm like, okay, this is what the film's tone is. And this is what Patty Jenkins is doing. It's different.
I agree. Fred Durst directed the film. It did, but actually the Fanatic was not his first film. He directed something else that I researched about at the time, but I haven't seen it and had never heard of it before. But yeah, he directed with Travolta, no less. How would you rank the 9 DCU films? We talked about this in the beginning. Man of Steel is number 2. Man of Steel is number 1. Aquaman is number 2. Wonder Woman, then Batman v Superman, then Justice League, Shazam, Birds of Prey, and Suicide Squad. Is there one missing? There's one missing. Oh, Wonder Woman 1984 comes right under Justice League. All right. We had a jump. I'm sorry, everyone. What's worse? I don't even want to say
Dragon Ball.
The Dragon Ball movie is way worse.
It's offensive. It's literally offensive. It's an offensive film. Where Emoji Movie's just boring. Yeah. It doesn't offend anyone.
Have you heard that apparently Joseph Gordon-Levitt is going to the MCU? Also, if they appear, I'm guessing you want to say appear, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they're casting Ghost Rider. Yes, Zach sent me the rumors. Those are just rumors for now that he's had meetings with Marvel to join the MCU.
And it could be also just directing and writing. It doesn't have to be acting, which if he were to be announced to direct a film, I'm in. Don John's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you this. I really do think, though, he would make a great Reed Richards. He would kill that role. And I actually think he's in the age range now to play an older Reed Richards. Joseph Gordon-Levitt's not the young boy.
He doesn't look it, but he is in that age range.
Yeah. He's great, though. I mean, watching The Night Before, he switches the role compared to the other people in there. And he's more jovial and wild, but at the same time serious. He's a fucking phenomenal actor. Looper, man. Oh my god.
I'll say this, he'd also make a great Norman Osborn.
Yeah. But we already know who's gonna be Norman in this universe.
We do?
Yeah, they said Willem Dafoe will be Norman for...
But he's not going to be in this universe. He's going to be from the Raimi universe.
No, he is. That's the whole thing, is that all these characters are in Holland's universe.
No, they're going to come in. They're going to go out, Zach.
Let's make a bet. Let's make a bet. I'm not saying that there won't be another version of him. I'm not saying there won't be another version, but I'm saying this version that we're talking about right now, Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin, or whatever the hell they're doing, he will be from Tom Holland's universe. Same with Doc Ock, same with Electro, they're all going to be in his universe.
They're going to enter his universe from the other one.
If I'm right, I want you to do a live stream. Just you watching the worst fucking film ever.
I'm not watching Dragon Ball Evolution again, Zach.
No. How do you know I was going to say that?
Because that's the worst fucking movie ever.
Okay, I want you to watch the Emoji Movie.
Fine.
Okay.
And if I win, which I'm going to win, I want you to watch Resident Evil: The Final Chapter.
Oh, I've never seen it. Okay.
Oh, you're in for a
You
treat.
get a headache, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Dude,
All
I'm
right.
telling you. I'm fucking telling you, man. It's again,
telling
if we're both wrong,
Nobody
like
does that.
yeah, like here's the thing. If he comes into the world and then leaves, I say we're both right. He was in this world and now he's
No,
gone.
that's
Yes.
what I'm saying.
Oh, no, now you're confusing me because I don't think he'll forever be Norman Osborn for this world.
He's going to come in from the Raimi universe in the movie, and then he's going to go out or just die.
No. Like, I mean, like, he is already Norman in this universe, but something's going on with the multiverse to where it's messing people around. I don't fucking know. I can't. Never mind. Fuck this. Because I don't know. It's
all right.
Fuck.
Let's move on. Stuart Keating, Lord of the Rings over Harry Potter all day. In another day, I might say the same, but I don't know. Today, I'm feeling Harry Potter. Good morning, guys. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Dominician. Thank you for being here. Tony Movie Chappie D9. Hey, Ren, have you read the Moro arc yet for the Dragon Ball Super manga? No, because I don't read the manga. The only manga I read at the moment is My Hero Academia, and it's awesome.
Put it on my list, watched the first episode, really liked it, and stopped watching.
Damn it, continue. If Lincoln and Bernthal don't show up, I'm gonna hate it.
Bernthal's dead.
Bernthal is dead, yeah. Favorite movie by director Mcgee?
Oh,
This is War?
Either Terminator, that one, or Terminator Salvation.
Oh, that's right. He directed the Salvation. Mcgee. It's probably Salvation for me, or the first babysitter is really good.
We Are Marshall's good.
Haven't seen it.
But that's probably what I would say. I'd say This Means War, Terminator Salvation.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Terminator Salvation.
He's not a bad director either.
No, he's done bad movies, but he's not bad overall.
He's a better producer. He's a way better producer than he is a director.
No, but I'm going Terminator Salvation or The First Babysitter from 2017. Okay. Oh, we had another jump. I'm sorry.
Don't mention Wonder Woman 84 spoilers. I saw someone post that. Don't mention them. Not everyone's seen the film.
I've been the main story of the latest God of War. It's going to happen in the next game. If you've seen the post-credit scene, Thor,
which
baby.
Not a lot of people have.
Thor's coming in, baby. He's coming
Ragnarok.
in for vengeance. Yeah, Ragnarok. That's the name. Which makes me think we're going to fight with the serpents. Nate Ankenbauer. Some of your guys' New Year's resolutions, YouTube-wise. I don't usually make them, so I'm going to call them goals, not resolutions. I want to get to 3,000 subscribers. I want to get to festivals that I didn't before, and I want to bring on the new shows that I have planned and get them full throttle. How about you, Zach?
I made a lot last year and they all fucked me over. So, I mean, the main one's Rotten Tomatoes. I mean, honestly, it's Rotten Tomatoes at this point. So I'll say that, get Rotten Tomatoes certified for the channel. Other than that, I kind of mentioned it earlier on. Try to be less competitive and just have fun with everything. Twitch, get back to that. I'm reviewing films. I'm watching a movie because I enjoy it. I enjoy watching films and seeing different movies, and that's why I'm doing this. Kind of mentality than more of I need to put content out to put content out. Which is something that's tough because you do need to put content out. But the videos that I had the most fun making this year were the passionate ones. I mean, my soul one is probably my favorite video I've nearly ever made. It's one of them at least. So yeah.
All right.
I like doing, and then my Cobra Kai one was a blast too. So, I want to get back into that mentality. I think we all get kind of overbuzzed, and it's like it becomes a competition at times between many different people, and it gets frustrating. But like, I want that same feeling that I had when I first started my YouTube channel, if that makes sense. That's what I want to get back. So that's my resolution.
Damien, Scott, do you agree with the complaints about Wonder Woman 84? Some of them, yes. Some of them, no, not at all.
I like Joe Fletcher's question.
Thoughts on Damien Chazelle's next movie, Babylon? Super excited. I don't know what it is about because I'm maintaining myself like basically blind apart from knowing who's in it. Brad Pitt and Margot Robbie now replacing Emma Stone and Tobey Maguire. Super excited, man. Chazelle hasn't done me wrong so far. But yeah. How about you, Zach?
I've read part of the script, so I'm just gonna leave it there.
Ooh. That's right, you've told me that. Favorite movie by director MCU. Personally, I think that he... I don't know what this means.
I don't get the question.
I don't get it.
Resubmit it.
Sorry. Zach, are you more excited for the Batman or the Buzz Lightyear movie? Because they both come out in 2022.
I'll keep saying it, Batman. But my second most anticipated is Buzz Lightyear. I mean, Chris Evans is fucking Buzz Lightyear, man. It's gonna be the first man for Pixar.
Yeah. The image looks like the poster for First Man.
Can I call this out right now? This film will be nominated for Best Picture.
I hope so.
I saw that first picture and I said this film's getting nominated for Best Picture, unless the movie completely sucks. I think like just with how great Soul is, which if Soul doesn't get nominated for Best Picture, there's a problem. There's that film is better than Up, and Up got nominated for Best Picture on a harder year. So Soul, the only reason Soul won't get nominated for Best Picture is it's because it only debuted on a streaming service. I guarantee you that will be the one reason why.
Yeah. The next question from Jack Alexander, you are the only one who's going to be able to answer it, Zach, because I've only seen one of these. Thank you for answering my question from earlier. No problem. We welcome questions. If you had to take one character from The Office, Parks and Rec, Community, and 30 Rock, give them a TV special, what characters would you choose?
Okay. The Office, I would take Steve Carell and Jan. I just have to. I would take Parks and Rec. Yes. Parks and Rec, I would do Andy and Aubrey Plaza's character. 30 Rock, I would do Tina Fey and Alec Baldwin's. And Community, I would do Abed and Abed and Troy, which is Donald Glover's character. Right. And they would be in a Christmas special, a dinner party at NBC.
Alrighty. Joe Fletcher. This is resubmitted. Do you know Brett Dalton is Mike from Until Dawn? That's why people wanted him as Nathan Drake. Yes, I remember playing that game when around the time Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. started. Rami Malek is there, Aidan Panettiere is there, and some other familiar faces. Are we allowed to mention? No, not here, not so far. A lot of people just haven't seen it.
And it's not available to everyone yet. I'd say after January, it's fine. Because then it goes VOD for everywhere else.
Which MCU film are you most excited for in 2021? Oh, it's The Eternals. 1,000,000%.
Yeah, same. Well, no. Spider-Man 3. I get it. I'm just curious. I got to see what they're doing with it. But The Eternals is definitely my second one. I've been saying it. I think The Eternals will be... I want to say it'll be the best made MCU film ever. It'll probably be my top 5.
All right. Tony Movie Chappie, maybe he wasn't here, or she wasn't here when we talked about it, but are you still going to write your book that you've been thinking about?
Yep. We already
Alrighty.
talked about it. Go back through the video. Find it.
Movie Apprentice always the best movie of the year. I can't say if I agree or not. You just have to watch my top 10.
I can say that I agree.
Okay. I can't. I need people to go
The
watch
second best
video.
film of the year is the best double feature you could do with it. 9 days.
Stuart Keating, thoughts on the original Halloween film? Overrated? No, it's one of the greatest horror movies ever made.
It's so great. It still holds up. It's
the latest remake? Yes, overrated. Are you guys going to watch the Superman and Lois series? I'm going to give it a chance. I don't know if I'm going to commit to it, but I'll say I'm going to give it its fair chance.
I actually am too. My girlfriend wants to watch it, and it kind of gave me vibes of Smallville. So
I don't like that.
I like Smallville. So we'll see. I don't want to be in like, oh, Superman and Lois over here. Oh, we got Green Lantern coming over here. We have the Legends of Tomorrow. Once it starts I'm done.
They actually have Green Lantern coming because
shut the fuck up. Now I don't want to watch it. No, I'm kidding. It's gonna be what's his face, right?
It's not a show. It's the character from Arrow, David Ramsey's Diggle.
Okay.
Arrow ended with him finding a ring.
I remember that.
They just announced he's going to come in one episode per show. So he's going to show up in one episode of Supergirl, maybe one for Superman and Lois, Legends, etc. Joe Fletcher, do you think Grogu will come back in The Mandalorian? 1,000,000%. They're not gonna keep this.
So I have a question for you. This is next season or no? I don't think so. If not, by the very end, unless they do a time jump. If they do a time jump, then yes, I think they will. Because I think the Mandalorian will show up in Boba Fett. I think Pedro Pascal's Din will show up in Boba Fett's show.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even be surprised if we see Bo-Katan and stuff in there too. But I think if we get a time jump, we see Grogu next season. If we don't, we aren't getting him next season. He'll come back in season 4.
I think he's coming back next season. I don't think it's impossible that he doesn't. I'm just not sure if they have the balls to do an entire season without him. But if it makes sense for the story, I'm all for it.
I'm going to be honest with you. I think Favreau has the balls to do that.
I'm just saying if we're talking about probability, I think it's most probable that they bring him back next season. Possibility, however, I think it's very much possible as well that they don't bring him back next season yet. To the movie Chappie, Ren, what made you want to start a YouTube channel of movie reviews to begin with? I watched a lot of Chris. Those were the big three: Chris Tuckman, Jeremy Johns, Schmoes. I watched those two intensively. I followed them intensively, and I kind of did that already with my friends. We went to a movie, we hung out after it, and we started talking. And I basically started, what worked for me, what didn't work for me. Then someone at some point just, hey, you should start doing it for YouTube. Because I tried to get my friends into watching Stuckman and Johns and Schmoes. None of them wanted to. They're not just as interested as me as watching someone else talking about movies. But they said, hey, you should start doing it. You can speak English very clearly. Just do it. And I was like, yeah, I'll just do it. And so it began. January 2016 was when I first uploaded to this channel. What makes Mandalorian the most important Star Wars show? It's the only Star Wars show airing right now. Because it's the first live action Star Wars show. It's the first attempt at Star Wars in television. And it was a gamble. It was a gamble to see if Star Wars could work in television. But yeah, that's my thoughts. How about you, Zach?
First live action Star Wars. I mean, you said it. There's nothing more important than that. Yeah.
Best Batsuit according to you. I really like Ben Affleck's suit, but the best for me is Christian Bale's in The Dark Knight. For me, the best is actually the coolest looking is Batman in Justice League. But I think the best suit that still looks really fucking cool and it's very practical is Christian Bale's in The Dark Knight Rises. How about you, Zach?
Both of Batman. All three of Batman's suits he used in Justice League and Batman v Superman I love. Those are my favorite ones. But I will say I do love Pattinson's. I really love Pattinson's.
From what we've seen, I agree.
The only thing I'll say, what would make that suit even cooler is if he got the white eyes.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Like that's the only thing. But there's rumors that this is only a prototype suit and that by the end we'll get the actual
That's
suit.
what I've heard.
And too. I'm like, come on. Matt Reeves is a fucking nerd. He's gonna do the white eyes.
Yeah.
He's gonna do the white eyes.
Movie Apprentice, biggest surprise of the year movie-wise. I just watched yesterday a movie called Unpregnant. Really pleasant surprise.
Really good.
We talked about it earlier. Greenland was a really pleasant surprise. It's not great or anything. Don't get me wrong.
Heartbroken Gallery. That was a big surprise for me too. I didn't expect to really like that one.
I thought that was
what else? There was another one.
Freak was not really a surprise. It was exactly what I expected.
I liked it.
I liked it, but I was expecting to. You know, you know what? Borat. The fact that it came out, that it existed.
Yeah,
Borat was a surprise. Everything about it was a surprise.
King of Staten Island. I was surprised how much I enjoyed that.
You know what? Enola Holmes was pretty good. I enjoyed it. That's
shockingly really good. The High Note went into it thinking it's gonna be okay. Great.
Bill and Ted was a surprise.
Yeah, I love that film. I love it. The Devil All the Time. I thought when I saw the everything for it, I'm like, this film's gonna be one of those every great actors in this film, but it's a Netflix trash heap, and I loved that film. Loved it. Sonic the Hedgehog also was not garbage.
Yeah, that's the best thing you can say about it. You know what? This was a movie I'm going to like this. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to have fun. Palm Springs is fan-fucking-tastic.
Palm Springs is perfect. It's top 5 of the year for me.
All right. Thoughts on David Gordon Green directing a sequel to The Exorcist from Blumhouse? I heard it was a remake, but either way, I don't like it. I'm not a fan.
I need to see what he does with the next sequel.
Don't do it. Not a fan of his Halloween. I'm a fan of his, but not a fan of his horror ventures thus far. Have you ever come across the Geeks and Gamers channel? I rather stay away from. I recognize the name. I've never seen them. I don't know what they do.
Don't even get me started.
All right. Do you agree with the complaint that Nolan's dialogue between characters is never to build any sort of relationship, but to explain some asinine concepts to the audience? No, especially in movies like Inception, Interstellar, The Prestige, Insomnia. I think in Tenet that is somewhat true, but for the most part, I don't agree. Hey,
what do you think about this? Matthew McConaughey and Timothy Chalamet, Norman and Harry Osborn in the MCU.
I saw that. I like the idea, but ever since I got Anthony Starr in my head for Norman Osborn, I kind of prefer him to Matthew McConaughey. But if those two get to roll, dude, bring it on. I'm in. Best and worst that social media has done to movies. Best, it brings to attention and it makes you more aware of the smaller movies that are out there, and maybe people are talking about it and you're like, oh, I haven't heard of this before, but thanks to social media, you're kind of aware that it exists. Worst is the cavalcade of spoilers that come in with no regard for who has seen the movie, who hasn't, and just the over-exaggeration about anything. Everything is either a 10 or a 0. There's no in between. It's either the best movie ever or the worst movie ever. It's like children on Twitter all the time. How about you, Zach?
Spoilers?
Yeah.
I think it makes the films more toxic, because like if a film's not like up to everyone's standards, then they're gonna flip out about it, and then I think people come up with their own general opinions about it. Like, I'll honestly say this: like the amount of times I get a comment, and this is, I'm not like, I know it threw shade or a little bit earlier at her, but like one time Grace Randolph tweeted out something, and John Campea has done the same thing. And then later on that day, I get comments on my YouTube channel about that. Well, they said this, so it's real. You haven't even seen the movie. You haven't even seen the show. So shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Um, do you think they'll use every MCU TV character in the MCU? I
Yes.
mean the other ones. I'm not sure who the other ones are. If it's the one from Netflix or ABC or the ones that are up and coming. If you mean the ones that are up and coming, yes, I do. Maybe not all, but maybe they leave one out, and that's it. But as far as the Agents of Shield, the Netflix ones are concerned, no, don't expect to see them. Might be wrong, but I don't expect to see them. Do you have a preference for to practical effects over CGI, or does that not matter? I encounter a lot of people who are vehemently against CGI. It depends. There are a lot of things that will look so much better if you do practical effects, like movies like The Thing. I like the prequel to The Thing from 2011, but it loses a lot of its magic because it relies on CGI. The problem is not relying on CGI, it's over relying on CGI. The problem would never be to rely on practical effects, it would be to over rely on them. There are things that will look much better if you enhance a practical effect with CGI. So it's a balance between the two. It doesn't have to be one or the other. Use both to enhance each other. Do you agree, Zach, or anything more to add?
Just depends. I mean, Avatar is pretty much all CGI and it's seamless.
That's true.
So it just depends on budget, person. District 9, a lot of that is CGI, but it works. It still holds up. So it depends on how you use it, how you frame it, I will always prefer practical, especially when it comes to Star Wars type stuff, because we've seen how CGI. But then at the same time, I gotta be honest. If you gave someone else, like if it wasn't just George Lucas making those films, I can guarantee you the CGI would have been 100% better in the prequels.
So. All right. What genre do you want Nolan to tackle next?
I want him to go back to a drama, something like Memento.
A drama would be cool. I want to see Nolan. I want to see what Nolan does with a comedy, man.
He already did Tenet.
Oh, shut up. All right. Where are we? Who's your go-to Star Wars channel? I like Star Wars Explain and the Stupendous Wave. I don't follow like specific channels. I much rather go to people who talk about just everything.
Me.
No, Zach's channel sucks. Don't go to him.
It does suck.
Do you have a specific Star Wars channel?
I loved when Christian Harloff talked about Star Wars.
I watched his podcasts, but again, it wasn't the channel. It was just one of the shows that he did. Yeah. One of the many excellent shows that he did was just a Star Wars show. That I'll watch, but I'm not going to follow.
I love when that guy talks about Star Wars.
That is true.
He actually made me like Rise of Skywalker more. Like hearing him talk about that. And even giving a shout out to Ace, and like third cut, 3 cut with RB3 and Sabrina. They have a Star Wars show on there that Ace does, and it's really good. It's really good.
All right. Thoughts on Game of Thrones season 8? Did it ruin the show for you? No, I like season 8. Season 8 is good. Solid.
It's season.
It's not.
My only issue. You could have made more seasons. That is my only issue with the entire show.
I wouldn't say more seasons, but 2 more episodes. Do 2 more episodes and it's fixed.
Can I be honest? No. I think you could have done 2 more seasons. This season I think should have been just about the Night King, defeating him, getting rid of it all. Because I like when the show is slower and takes its time with its scripts. It felt rushed. Both seasons felt rushed. 8 and 7 did. But I enjoyed them both. The next season I then think is Cersei. Then when she's gone, I think it should have ended on a cliffhanger of her burning the whole place. That's where it ends at. Then the final season, which I think could have only been it could have only been like 6 episodes, something like that. Then that's that final thing that we saw.
All right. Jack Alexander, what's your favorite ornament that you have on your Christmas tree?
That's a great question. That's my favorite question we've ever answered.
I'm going to let you go first, Zach, because my answer is going to be sad.
I have a lot. Actually. My mom gets us an ornament every single year, but definitely my number 1 ornament, probably right now, just in my head, is the she got me a Buzz Lightyear one this year.
Nice.
That's him in the box, and it looks cardboard. It's really cool. We have a lot of Toy Story ones on our tree, but definitely that's my favorite one right now. What about you?
I don't have a favorite because I'll tell you why. Because ever since moving to London, I get home because I come very close to Christmas. And the tree is already made, so I don't do the Chris. So I don't build the Christmas tree, so I'm not aware of what's in there or not. So I can't even remember an ornament that I liked in the past before I moved away. But right now I don't have a favorite. It just comes across very sad. I know, but I don't.
To be honest, I thought it was gonna be more depressing when you said it was sad. So
Yeah. I don't have a Christmas tree. Do you think The Boys should be more popular? I mean, bring it all the popularity you want, but it's already the most watched Amazon TV show. It beat Netflix's ratings as soon as it came out for season 2, but let it be more popular. Let everyone watch The Boys. I demand it.
I agree. Ren, I say we take 3 more. 3 more. 3 really great ones.
I think this is a great one.
Okay.
Which films made you most uncomfortable, whether the film did it intentionally or not? Okay, I'm going to give you 2 very recent movies that left me uncomfortable in a very good way. I'm going to give you 1 movie, very recent, that just made a certain list yesterday that's already on the channel, that left me very uncomfortable in a very bad way. The one that left me uncomfortable in a very bad way is called Antebellum. The less said about it, the better.
Can I agree with you on that? Yep.
Yeah, you can. Go ahead.
That twist. I literally remember watching that film and I said, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
I out loud, I verbally said, "What the fuck?"
Mm-hmm.
I was so mad. It was like 10 at night. I went and got my girlfriend. We went and got fucking ice cream. I was so fucking pissed. I was livid.
Yeah, same. Another one that left me very uncomfortable, but in a very good way, it's Pieces of a Woman. That entire first half hour where it doesn't cut for a second. It's a one shot. Oh man, I was feeling it. I was right there, but I was powerless to do anything.
The rest of the film, though, makes you feel uncomfortable, too.
Yes, I agree. But the fact that it starts that way, that's saying something. Yeah. Another one that I felt very uncomfortable to watch, and again, I mean this in a very good way, because it was one of the last movies that I watched in the year that it came out, and it shot up to be my number 3 of the entire year, and that is Manchester by the Sea.
Great film. Is it when you find out what happened?
Yes. When you find out what happened, when they have that conversation that they promoted in the trailers, oh man. Oh.
Yeah. Okay, I got a couple.
Go ahead.
Girl with the Dragon Tattoo I watched for the first time this year. The rape scene.
Yeah.
And when she comes back, and very satisfying when she shoves it in him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Red Sparrow, the torture scene. Nearly I sat there very grossed out.
Yeah.
I have one that I really liked the movie. Actually, I love the film, but the scene made me uncomfortable. Was mid-90s.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, okay. There's an older girl and a younger kid scene, and I was like,
oh, okay.
I know in real life, like, their ages matched up, but like in the context of the movie, it's just a little weird.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then Suspiria. Oh, you know what? Hereditary.
That's a good one.
Or Midsummer. Actually, you know what? Midsummer, when the guy's looking at the book, and the person comes up behind him with the mat, I was like, oh no, get away.
Yeah. I have another one. And you talked about the scene in Red Sparrow and in the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, and just remind me, there's a French movie called Irresistible. No, not Irresistible. Irreversible. There's a scene. It's the worst rape scene you'll ever see. Worst because it's so effective. It's a movie that it's told in a very interesting way, because it's told in reverse, like Memento. It's not because someone's memory is fragmented or anything, but you'll see what I mean. But
I have one more.
Go ahead.
The last scene in The Hunt.
Last scene in the
when the bullet shoots.
Oh yeah.
It just like the uncomfortable feeling it leaves you with.
For a second, I thought you were talking about this year's The Hunt, but thankfully you were talking about the good one.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yes, Stuart Kidding is bringing up Irreversible that we just brought up. He probably typed that in before we talked about it.
Yeah.
Let's take this one. What other characters from Clone Wars and Rebels do you think will be brought into live action other than the obvious ones? Well, other than the obvious
If
ones.
Cad Bane is not in the Boba Fett show, they messed up. I'm being serious. If he doesn't show up in there, he's never showing up. It's the best place to put him.
What?
Besides the other one, what's the guy's name? Oh my god, I'm blanking. Rebels crewmate. Zeb Coulter. I have a feeling we will not see Zeb. I'm gonna be flat out honest with you. I have a feeling we will not see Zeb.
You know what? Bring the Bendu. Bring the Bendu into live action. The Bendu is awesome. I would love to see the Bendu. Not a character.
Dude, you know what I'm really excited to see though? Mandalorian live action.
Yeah, same, dude. That's gonna be sweet. There's something that from Rebels that I think they should. It's not a character, and judging by the logo, they probably will. But no spoilers. But if you've seen Rebels, you'll know what I'm talking about. Bring on the World Between Worlds to Ahsoka, man. That logo, they're doing it. The logo for the show has it on it. So
I wonder if that's like a big piece of finding them.
I think it's maybe a piece of helping them find them.
So let me say this. Time travel is obviously involved with Star Wars now. Somewhat. Ezra changed the future. Could we see other things changed?
I don't think so.
You don't think they change anything?
I don't see them changing anything that affects the movies, you know?
Let me say this. I think they do.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Not at all. Not at all.
Bet. I'm not saying in a Ahsoka show, just in general. I think eventually.
Yeah, no, I get you. No, I don't think so.
Okay, the other character. Do you think we'll ever see Cal in live action?
Yeah, I think there's I wouldn't bet on it. I wouldn't bet on it happening, but I think there's a good possibility. Okay.
What about Mace Windu coming back?
No, he's dead.
I don't believe it.
He's dead.
I think he's dead too, but I'm going to tell you right now. They'll bring him back.
Why?
I think he's who saved Grogu.
He's the most uninteresting character to bring back.
I know.
Don't. Stop it. All right. All right.
Did we see Plo Koon and Kit Fisto die?
Yes, we did.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
And they were awesome. Like, Plo Koon is Dave Filoni's favorite character.
Oh, yeah. He could come back. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe Ahsoka. All right, everyone. Thank you for being with us. Happy New Year to those of you who are already in 2021. Happy New Year's Eve to those of you who are still with us in 2020. Stay tuned for the top 10 best movies of the year list. Zach already uploaded his, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
I already uploaded my worst, so go check that out. My review for Minari is also on my channel, as well as my review.
Is that in your top 10? Is it contending?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's all I had to know.
So yeah, stay tuned for all new episode of Geeks at the Roundtable next week. Stay safe. And we'll talk to you on the next one. Until then, love each other. Love the movies.
Go buy a